Hello and welcome to another tech articles. In today's article, which is going to hopefully be a quick tip more than an article, I want to discuss License Buddy. I've had a few questions about License Buddy. You've seen it used in a few of my videos, and people have asked how I do it, what I do it with, and the answer to that is License Buddy. It's a Chrome based extension, although I do now notice that it does Brave, Edge, and Firefox as well. So it has expanded since I first started using it. But I've been using License Buddy since the very beginning, and I'm a pro user and have been a pro user since Pro was available. It is really useful for those of us that set up lots of WordPress sites. If you set up one WordPress site using a blueprint, there's probably not a lot of use in something like License Buddy unless you add a lot of plugins to that blueprint on a ongoing basis. Then maybe you will you will see some usage to it. But you can see from some of these videos how it's used and how useful it could possibly be to you. So I'm going to head over to a WordPress dashboard. And on this dashboard, this is a new install. I've installed Shortforms and one of my plugins responsive for Shortforms. And the reason I've done that is because if I accidentally expose a license here, it's not going to matter. I can terminate the license and issue me a new license. So I've got a unactivated copy of responsive for Shortforms here, and I'm going to go to manage license, and you'll see a license form pops up. Now, I don't know if you've noticed, but this is the icon for License Buddy, and it has access to this site. Now, if I click off this, you'll see that there's nothing to display. But if I go back to response and back to manage license, we get a little exclamation mark here to tell us that there is a license on this page. And that means it's looking for this page, and it's also looking for the expansion of this box. Now, I know this box is a hidden license, so I can just install this without any issues. One of the reasons I've picked this. So I got the options here. I can autofill the license, I can copy it, I can edit it, and I can delete it. And I can also add a new key from this URL. And we will do that in a second. But for now, I'm going to push autofill license key. Now you can set this to do this automatically. So oh, this is the one I want, not that one. And I'm going to save that. And I choose not to do this because of all the videos that I do. So I'm going to come back here and make sure I remove these afterwards. So now when I reload this page, I didn't save. Oh, it did actually. So let's try that again. Refresh this page and click the button. And it tells me my license is invalid. I'm going to do that again and change that. I think that's triggering too early, if I'm honest. So I'm going to change the auto submit off, and I'm going to push activate and then activate my license, and then it's successful. So as you can see, what it's doing there is it's not quite finishing because it's quite a long license. It uses the shortcut licensing system, and it's a relatively long license. It's not quite finishing the license entry before it's pushing enter. But you can get it set up to do that. I personally don't want it to do that because not all license fields are started out as password fields, and I don't want to expose licenses if I can avoid it. I prefer to manually do it rather than do it on automatically. So I'm going to deactivate that license so that we can do that again later. Another reason I've chosen one of mine is so that I can do this without it causing anyone else any issues. So I'm going to add a new license now. So I'm going to put add. So we're going to use the settings page here, add a key from the current URL, and you get options here. So license site, in case you want this. I don't really fill this in. You've got single or multiple. So single is available in the free version of this extension, and that's where you just put your license key, what the URL contains. You'll also select the selector. I tend to manually select the selector unless it's very clear that it's the only thing on the page. Where multiple really comes into its own is where you've got licenses like, for example, Flowmatic. where you put your license key and your username or your email address in the field. So you've got two fields to fill. You can select which one you want to do. So you can add an additional selector. You can aim to a selector to put it in and do it that way. But this is License Buddy, and this is what you see me use in some of my videos for filling in licenses. I think it's only about $40. It's been years since I bought it. I've been using it since 21, 22, I think. Yeah, $40. It's $40. It's a lifetime license as far as I'm aware. Yeah, it is a lifetime license with lifetime updates. I think it's really useful. The Pro gives you a lot of extra features in terms of licenses. So my license database is actually stored on Google Sheets, which means I can import and export my licenses to that sheet as needed. They've also been working on Airtable. I don't know when that will happen. You can import and export as well your licenses. As you can see, I've got 35 licenses installed in here. It's all local as well. This isn't cloud stored on their servers. This is all on within your browser. I I use it quite extensively. It's very convenient. I was using Bitwarden at one point with notes and just searching the notes and copying and pasting them manually. But this to me is much easier. I could set the same thing up with Bitwarden, I believe. I did have a look a while ago, as I use Bitwarden anyway, whether Bitwarden can do the same, and I believe it can. And I may transfer to Bitwarden as I have it already installed, and it's one less browser extension. But I do find License Buddy very, very useful for what it does. Well, hopefully that explains a little bit about License Buddy, and it's useful to you. And I've got somewhere now that I can send you to when you ask me what I'm using to automatically populate the license. Thanks for watching, and please don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel.